Welcome, everybody. I'm Kyle Hines, and I'll be hosting the Players Podcast, a GTM family production in partnership with the EuroLeague Players Association. I will be having in-depth conversations with current and former EuroLeague players about important topics that many athletes face on and off the basketball court. Stay tuned for more episodes. What up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Players Podcast presented by the EuroLeague Players Association. Today, we have a very special guest, one of the legendary figures, in my opinion, of European basketball, of international basketball. This guy is accomplished and has done everything. My guy, Atlanta Hawks, current player, Bogdan Bogdanović. Bogdan, what's up, man? How's everything?
Thank you, Kyle, man. It's going well, man. Road trip, trying to get through, man. Like you guys have 4 more games left. We got like 30, so
a lot more than us. Man, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. Yeah, man. I'm glad you're doing well, man. I know you just recently came back from an injury, so how's everything with that? How are you feeling?
It's going well. It's going better. I just recently got off from the restriction minutes. I was playing. That was a tough part, honestly. Maybe first time that I'm experiencing that, playing, multiple games through administration, and that kind of plays with your mind a little bit.
I could imagine. I could imagine. All of a sudden, they tell you got to come out and you can't play in the middle of the fourth quarter or something like that.
We were in Orlando. I remember that we were in Orlando. That was my just second game,
Yeah.
And when you miss the game so much, when you like the game and you come back, you want to play. And I was bad first half, okay, and I was terrible. And then second half, I was going off,
Yeah, I seen the highlights.
My 5-7 points, and I was like, yeah, this is the time. And they oh my God. I ran to the locker room. Hey, can I play 3 more minutes?
They killed your groove, man. They killed your groove, man.
Crazy. That feeling is crazy. But yeah, it's fun. I mean, trying to get back in a shape, like that basketball shape, when you are in a night, and producing for the team. It's been tough year for me a little bit because I got hurt. But I'm trying to get back to normal, like everyone else.
Yeah, definitely, man. I've seen, like I said, I've been watching, the last couple of games, and I see you starting to get back into your groove, man. You guys have an exciting team over there. So, talk about, just, playing with the Atlanta Hawks and, your adjustment into, coming to Atlanta, experiencing free agency for the first time. And, and it seemed like you guys have an exciting young core with you, with Trey, with, John, and, a bunch of other young players, so talk about that.
I mean, where should I start? Let's start with free agency was crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was your first time being a free agent, right?
Yeah. Like, how it is in Europe is different.
Yeah.
So there's no that type of media, that type of like where he's gonna go, what the SEC is going to do, like. When you're free, you're free. And like I was a restricted free agent. In Europe, there is not such a thing like that. So because there is no draft, okay. Yeah. And I was a restricted free agent, and I know I was waiting for Friday, for free agency to open. And then one morning I woke up and I had Corona in that time, and everything was crazy. And I remember I woke up 6 a.m. My friend was waking me up, and my agent was on the phone. And, hey, you see this on the media? That's not true. Blah blah blah. Milwaukee Bucks. I was like, I would just woke up. I didn't even know.
What's crazy too? I sent you a DM because I see that, like, of course everybody here was talking about Milwaukee, so I sent you a DM and I was like, yo man, congratulations. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. So I was like.
My friends and family too. Like I didn't know what to tell them.
Yeah,
they're gonna say I'm lying. Like I'm lying. He's lying. There's no way. Like they gotta believe like words and this stuff, Twitter and all that. They gotta believe it. It's not a lie. It's like maybe a bad info or whatever. But yeah, crazy stuff happened during these 2 days. And then my free agency finally started. I flew over here in USA, and I got a deal from Atlanta, and it was crazy. I didn't know what's going to happen, and should I believe, agent? Should I believe my friend's family? Like, what should I do? Like, Sek is calling me too. Like, what should I do? Like, and these all calls, like, it's crazy. It's new experience for you. And then, finally, after I signed that offer sheet with Atlanta, I was waiting for like 3 days. It's supposed to be 48 hours.
Yeah.
But because Sunday, they put extra day for like another 24. And I didn't know that. And I was waiting for a clock to tick to 12 to see where I'm going. I'm in Miami. I don't know where I'm going to go.
You have no idea.
How can you settle in if I'm leaving Sec? If I'm staying, I have to. And it was weird, honestly. But first time going through that, I realized that's NBA free agency. That's a real NBA free agency. Till the last moment, you don't know nothing. And I'm glad everything was done, after that. And I was, I moved quickly to Atlanta. I knew already a couple of guys, from the league.
Mm-hmm.
You know each other. You play multiple times against some guys. I know obviously Gallo from Europe. Play international basketball a lot. I knew Trey from this like rookie world against the USA game, and you meet a lot of guys through basketball, and they accepted me well. We started well, then we had so many guys that got hurt, then we lost the rhythm at the beginning. We started like 4-1. We had one of the best starts in NBA. And then we lost like a couple games in a row, and then we lost another games, and we couldn't catch the rhythm, and a lot of guys got hurt at that time, including me as well. And we just couldn't stay healthy, and now we got back all healthy, almost everyone, like, and we still missed one more guy. We caught a rhythm. 8 games is a big stretch. It's tough to win. It's tough to win in games in a row in NBA. And that says we're a good team. But we lost recently against the Clippers, which we should won. We were up by 20, 22 at some point, but they came out with the third unit, and they whooped my ass over there, but that's something that can happen in NBA. Like,
that's NBA, man. That's NBA basketball.
Relax. That's what I learned here. Like, there is no point that you can relax. Up 30, you can relax. The teams are coming at you so fast. They can catch around 15-0 in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That type of stuff happens here. So just looking to find another. Right now in this situation, trying to look to find another winning streak. Nothing else to start over right.
Now, how has this season been for you? Obviously, you're in a situation with the COVID protocols, and you're unable to really leave, and then even with the bubble, you were in the bubble, with SAC. How difficult was it for you, not able to be with your family or your friends, and be in America, and then I'm sure like your parents and everybody's in Belgrade and unable to see them and touch them in the middle of this coronavirus? Like, how was that for you during that time?
I was when I was younger and I was in Belgrade, I didn't understand being a homesick. When we have the foreigners over there, I didn't understand. Let's say James Gist, I think he was going back to United States for a couple of days just to see his dogs.
Yeah.
I just couldn't understand. From this point, I understand it now. But just needed to go home and see it. What's going out there, to chill out with the friends, and it's tough. And I'm sure when you're far from the family and friends you grew up with, and you cannot like touch and communicate with them, and it's just weird. Like we're living in today's that that you can talk with somebody and you can see him actually on a camera and everything, but that's not enough. That's real, you know. When you talk with someone in person, that's real talk, you know, and it's different. It's different. And the first year I experienced it, it was like when I was living in Istanbul, that's close to Serbia, you know, that's like changing the state. But this is really overseas. This is time zones is different. They're sleeping, I'm working in an opposite, you know. So transition was hard at the beginning, first couple of months in you know, when I was in SEC, when I just moved here. But now with the Corona and all the stuff, like bubble was easy, man. Bubble, you know.
Really, how it was an easy experience for you?
They you know what they did for us, man? Like they put like it was 200 people in 200 players inside, you know, and it was like 2,000 people running around for us.
Yes.
So. Yeah, it was.
I'm sure from you, like coming from Partizan and coming from, you know, all these situations, you're like, man, this is basketball heaven. Like, it don't get no better than this, man.
You see all these players around, you know, like you interact with them and you can, you know, you build a relationship, you know, and everyone was cool. And I'm not gonna say it was tough, you know. I don't know. We stayed there for a short time. You know, but for us, it was. From my perspective, it wasn't tough, you know, because I know it was like 10 games left. That's it. Like we played these 10 games. We're gonna stay there for a month, and that's it. That's like another like tournament, you know, international tournament, which I got used to it. And this season, how it started, you know, I thought it's gonna be easy, but it's not. You know, you're going in some of the nice cities, let's say like Miami, LA, you know, New York. At the beginning, we went to New York, and I had a lot of friends there, but I couldn't see them.
Yeah, you couldn't see them,
I can't get out of the hotel. I cannot invite them there. You're in a hotel, so you're not in New York. You're in a hotel. You're in a
hotel. And I would think that's total opposite of what the typical NBA lifestyle is, because usually when you go to city to city, you're able to go to different restaurants, you're able to do certain things, and now to be almost back to European lifestyle, I guess you could say, like, you know, when you're on the road, you're expected to stay in the hotel and can't go anywhere.
So it's much more games, right?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a little bit tougher than I expected, but you know, we are all in situations, so can't complain about it.
Now let's go back. You know, I want to go back to, you know, your EuroLeague days and to your Partizan days. I remember you made your EuroLeague debut, but I think you played against us when we were in Cheska, if I'm not correct, and you had like a 29 or 28 point game or something like that. You had a crazy game against us. Now, I asked that to say two questions. The first question I asked, compare your EuroLeague debut with Partizan to your NBA debut. Which were you more nervous about at the time?
I think Partizan.
Yeah.
No, it was my city.
Yeah.
It was my city. I didn't have any experience of basketball, like pro basketball in front of the fans and all that. And you know how it is over there, man. It's crazy, you know, and in a good way, crazy, you know. And it's fun to play there, you know. And it was so first EuroLeague debut was I think Beşiktaş on a road. And second one was at home, CSK. You're right.
Yeah.
We played overtime, I remember, and I missed that shot.
Yeah, I remember.
And it was crazy, man. I remember I was so nervous the night before that. You know, I didn't came home before 12. We had some like deal with the coach Duško then that we have to come home before 12. You know, I came 12:15 or something like that. He was mad. I was so nervous. I thought he's not gonna.
Yeah.
Extra pressure for me to play even better. But the pressure is good, man. I'm not gonna lie. So but it was fun. Definitely that was a more nervous game. This one was nervous in a different way because it was preseason game. I'm gonna call that as my debut, and it was here in SEC, and I was subbing Winscatter, like He's covered, man.
Yeah, that has to be like, yo, Vince, I got you. Like,
yeah, it was, and I'm guarding Manu Ginobili on the other side.
Man.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, that's
These two guys, when I was growing up, that I was like just looking at them on the TV like another kid, and Vince, Vince was globally popular as well as Manu, but Vince more because at that time, all these clips was on the phones, and it was just a couple of clips. And one of these couple clips was Vince dunk contest, right?
Yeah.
And someone, then you pass it around through the infrared. You remember that? Like,
pair
the two phones.
Yeah,
like
pair
that.
the phones together. Yeah.
That's good. And I played with it.
Oh man, that's funny, man. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Now, when did you realize, and going back to EuroLeague when you're playing for Partizan, when did you realize that you were a high-level EuroLeague player? Is it a moment? Is it, when you had your career high against us? Was it, when did you feel like, like I can play at a high level, during this time? And then also, at the same time, like I said, I keep comparing it, going back to the NBA. When did you realize that you had a legitimate shot at being an NBA player, or that you were an NBA player?
I think at that first game, when you play the first game, you're scared. Like you're scared. You think like the guys are, the guys look even better in your eyes until you go on the floor and you actually like compete against them. All right, and yeah, probably that game CSK. But then I had a couple of games like where I played bad. And I didn't know. I was confused then. Where I'm going to have, and I was keep thinking about like when I'm going to find again that game that I played against CSK, and you being nervous, like what's going to happen with you. Then you're getting the lower minutes. When you're playing good, you're getting rewarded. When you're not playing good, someone else is getting rewarded, right? Someone else has to play good, and I feel like you don't really know. From my perspective, was I didn't know that right at the moment I'm gonna go in NBA and I'm gonna be this good in it. All right, but I was going step by step. My way was like, okay, let me just try to make the squad in Partizan. Let me be in rotation. Let me find a role. And then I was going like slow steps. That was my career, I wasn't like, I wasn't recognized as a super talented guy in the young generation. I show up late in this like draft prospects and all this like internet stuff. I wasn't at the like top 10 picks in my generations in that time. I was never that talented. All right. So I was trying to find my way. All right. And we had a junior league where I played well. That's where I saw like I can become a pro. That's the first time I saw that. And then I was like, okay, now is the time to try, to fight for that like role and spot in a team, in rotation. And it was hard when you see all these guys in front of you, like they're all the legends of Partizan, and they're there for many years, and you don't know when they're gonna leave. You don't know
if you're gonna get that opportunity.
Winning, we're winning, so you don't change nothing. And there's some young guys in front of you that you have to wait in line for it, and all that like pressure and like figuring out like. Honestly, I didn't work as hard when I was 18, 19, because I didn't realize it. I thought I'm just going to go out and hoop. That's what I was doing, like playing video games and going hoop, playing video games and going hoop. And then they put you in a game and then you're completely lost. Like, they try to give you some chance, and I didn't see that as an opportunity, because I was looking at it like garbage time, it doesn't matter. We are up 30, whatever I do, it doesn't matter. But it actually does matter. If you're ready for that, next time you're going to get rewarded. As a kid, you don't understand that. And then I got lucky you know, that coach Duško Jočević got back to Partizan, and you know, he wanted to start over with young group of the guys, and he liked me, and he gave me opportunity, you know, and he gave me opportunity to work with him, you know. He was really dedicated to me, and he was like, you know, he was 100% with me, like, you know, he was focused with me on my work, on my, like, he was teaching me how to be pro, and what do you need to become a pro, and you know, what do you need to be ready every single night to, you know, produce.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk more about Coach Dusko during the second part of our conversation. I want to try to get more into, you know, his role in your career and how he helped you kind of develop your work ethic. But before we leave the Partizan conversation, we have to talk about the rivalry, the Partizan Red Star rivalry. And, you know, for you, I just want you to explain to the people that, you know, never been a part of it, have never witnessed it. You know, I'm sure some of your teammates, you know, even ask you. Yeah, I mean,
Olympiacos and
the
same.
I would say it's the same, and that's why I want to hear from your perspective. You know, as somebody that's from there, you know, what is that atmosphere like, and what does that game mean to the city of Belgrade? You know, when it happens.
So derby is one of, like, you know, it became traditional game for our, you know, our country, you know, and I realized that you know, there is a huge difference between NBA fans and Europe fans, because NBA fans are more like focused on the guys coming out of college and individuals as a players. So they follow, let's say, LeBron James' career.
Yeah,
they follow him from the high school to Cleveland to wherever he goes, everyone goes, right? In Europe is like, okay, my family is Partizan family, and I like Partizan. We're going into Partizan games. It's all about a Partizan, all right? And the players comes and goes, you know, they come in, they do their part, and get out. That's it. But Partizan stays, you know, and that's
no matter what.
It's a culture, you know? And yeah, exactly. And then, you know, in a school, you know, you're a Partizan or Red Star, and you have to choose a side. You're like, you have to, at some point you have to.
No choice.
Yeah, like you have to. Like some kids are going at the Partizan games. You know, is it soccer or basketball? But some of these sports, yeah. But it's for sure a culture, and I can say that it's same in the Turkey, same in Greece, in a lot of like European country. It's a lifestyle that people live there, you know. Here everyone is moving a lot. Like they fly state to state. Kids are going on different colleges. And it's one country, all right, and it's huge country, and there's a league, an NBA, and it's well run business, right. Over there is more about like getting sport involved in society. You know, and a lot of teams are not owned by the owners in Europe. It's owned by the government, by the country. You know, part owners. There is a president, and there is elections.
But, I say all the time, like, I mean, they're all like I guess a placeholder owner, but really, like, majority of the clubs in Europe are owned by the fans. Like, they're owned by the fans, they're owned by the city, like, you know, because they're the ones that kind of give the club its spirit. You know, the Partizan fans are the reason why the club is the club, you know, even though it may be owned by somebody else, or Red Star or Olympiacos. So that's what I always say when people ask me. I'm like, you know, the fans, the people in the city, those are the people that kind of give the spirit and give the environment of the you know, of the games and stuff like that.
They love that, and they enjoy it. You know, they go out there and they have fun. They have fun, you know, getting emotional, getting frustrated, letting go out, they cursing, you know, they all the stuff. But that's a culture over there. Is it good? I don't know. I don't know the answer on it. You know, like, is it? I don't know the answer. I cannot tell you. Like, who never experienced it, he doesn't know. Like, you know, and
exactly.
I don't. You can change that. Like, of course, it's not good when someone. We know that, But
Yeah.
at a game, at that point, like, that's what brings fun to to that part. And
Yeah.
as a player, when it brings you out, okay, I'm gonna show you, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Now going to Fenerbahçe and having the opportunity to play for such a legendary coach like Obradović, what was that experience like, and what did you learn from him, during your time with Fenerbahçe?
So to don't skip the steps, I will tell you.
Yeah.
With Duško, I was Duško Jošević. I was working more on like my game. Like, he was teaching me a lot of like individual things. All right, and Željko, it's the guy who wants to win.
Yeah.
For him, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter, how old are you, how young are you. If you can play, you play.
Mm-hmm.
And there is no like, you can play. You can help the team to win the games. You playing, and you cannot hide that. Like, he is playing the players to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care about contracts. How old are you? How young are you? He's playing you to win the game. And I learned from him a lot of stuff, man. I don't know, like, especially in the game stuff, how to read the game, how to see the game differently, and how to I'm not gonna say I was selfish in Partizan, but since I just didn't see it. I didn't see that there's another option.
Which makes sense. You're a young player, and I mean, and you're supposed to be selfish. I mean, you're supposed to be selfish at that point of your career, right?
You're working on your game, and you think, like, if I don't score, it's not good.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a different. With Željko, I learned that different part, that trust between the players, that like to make the basketball simple, simple for you, like you and me together. We are playing together, and he taught me about that, and whoever wanted to play his way, he didn't play.
Yeah.
And I had the moment when I tried to play my way, and he surely let me know, like, not just me, everyone is not that, he. And that's what I liked about him. At the beginning, I didn't, of course, and no one likes it at the beginning.
Yeah.
But then you start winning and you're feeling good.
Yeah.
And then everyone feels good.
Yeah.
And then, you see what it's all about. And then you make it to the Final Four. And then, he was never satisfied. He was mad that the first year. I was happy we made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, and that's for him. That's.
Yeah, he was mad. We played Real Madrid in Madrid. They were champions after that.
Yeah.
He was mad the way we approached the game. You were satisfied. You were satisfied with all of it. Yeah, that's why we lost. And he was right. Because it's just one game. That's just in Final Four is just one game. Everyone can beat anybody. Like you've been a part of that, like Olympiacos and CSK and like all these games.
Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Yeah.
It's one game. So yeah, I mean, you know it, but I feel like with his experience, he was reading as well. And he saw it. But I definitely learned a lot of stuff from him, and he was the right step for me, as a coach. It was a really right step from that next level of basketball, like how to be a scorer and a playmaker, and how to be like complete player.
Now, winning, you talked about before the two Final Four defeats that you had. Now, talk about winning the EuroLeague Championship and winning in Istanbul. Like, how was that for you? Like you said, a kid growing up watching EuroLeague and, having an opportunity to participate in it. How was it finally winning that title after, like you said, the two close Final Four defeats?
Man, it was tough, man. It was because people, they just see the final product, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And Fener won, they supposed to win, blah blah. It's not like that. We were the team we were building from the first year. The Željko came, he was trying to build something. Okay, first year maybe he didn't because he already had some players, but second year he we brought some players.
It was like a
Ricky,
4 or 5 year process, right, or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it
Something.
was 3. It was three.
Yeah.
After that, you know, they kept coming. Wait, we have to press the pause. I just have to hold up 1 second.
Okay. Yeah.
I will continue. Thank you, You're welcome. My bad.
Are you good, man? Pre-game meal.
Yeah. Okay. You tell me. I can continue? I can go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, this is the real NBA life. So yeah, we were building. I remember, you know, we had a core of the guys like Jan, Vesely, Ekpe, Ricky was there, Alina, you know, Slukas.
Yeah.
We brought Bobby Dixon, Ali. I don't know which name.
Ali Mohammed.
Yeah, Ali. Yeah, and we had a couple pieces next year, but you know that first year that we built the team, you know, we had a couple of players there that they were already 1 year with Željko. Yeah. And Bjelica was there too. He was MVP that year, but he left. He played in NBA after that. And that second year with Fener, I felt like what is like to build a team, you know, and you have new guys coming in, you know, you have to build that trust level. You know, they surely came there, you know, to play and show that they belong there, you know, and they're paid for that to do that job, you know, to do that part of the job. And that's that pressure as a player that you have coming in a new team. All right. And then I feel like he was always good in handling those like relationships, you know, and he was making sure that everyone feels good about what he wants and what he wants from us, you know, and the process was tough, you know. First year was fun because, you know, at the beginning we didn't play well. We couldn't manage to win some games, but as soon as we clicked, you know, we start going and we start winning. You know, I remember my first year in Fener, we won 0 trophies. And that was like first time for Željko to don't win a trophy like with a team in EuroLeague. And then second year, we won the Presidential Cup. And then we won a cup, like a Turkish cup, and then we won at the end of the league. We played finals that year, and we lost for the 1 rebound. The third year, Željko was, I cannot forget that. Like every meeting we had, and every time we play bad, every time we lose the game, just remember we lost because of 1 rebound. Like that was his.
Wow.
It feels good. Like,
small detail. Wow.
Or small detail, but he knows how to hit the point, you know.
Yeah.
Or when we were playing good and we were feeling good about ourselves. Hey, don't get too high, like, you know, stay down. Like we lost because of a rebound. And it was that building process, you know. Then we have I got hurt, Jan got hurt, Ekpe got hurt for a short time, and it was tough. And I thought we were in position like we were 8th or something. We were fighting.
I remember.
Last game was Barcelona game at home. They're out of the playoffs, and we are fighting for that 8th spot. And it was similar situation like for you now, guys.
Yeah.
But it was last.
Yeah.
And we can finish at the 5th place, or we can drop out of the league. But then who played Caja Laboral back then, they lost against I don't know who, Žalgiris or somebody, and they dropped. We won Barca in overtime at home, and we played bad. It was a bad game. I remember it was a terrible game, but we won somehow. I don't even know. And at that point, like we were going for, we were 5th, and Panathinaikos was 4th. And we didn't have a confidence back then. We were all mad at each other, you know, the way we play, and okay, we waste one more year here, blah blah, you know. We were all like, we didn't click yet, you know, when you feel that when everything's going. And somehow, I don't know what happened, but we were down at halftime at Panathinaikos game, like 16-13. I don't know. They were killing us, and we thought like, okay, this is right now. And we were like, we were really like, we found something inside. For me, it was like, personally, it was like, okay, this is the moment. I gotta take over. I don't care. I'm not gonna listen to nobody right now. Not even. I need to win now. You know, because I know, you know, I can win. Like we can win. We are good enough. And somehow, you know, I found the rhythm. These two games, the third game we won at home, and we played unbelievable Final Four as well. Like the semifinals, the way we were communicating, we were running on the floor, we felt confidence, you know. But I feel like that first game, after the second half of the game, we realized like, okay, this is we were pushed back to the wall, we are touching the wall, and someone is pushing us from the front, you know, and there is nowhere to go. Like we gotta play now, okay?
Yeah, I mean,
and
I
let's
knew
play
that.
the hardest we can.
I knew from the when you guys won that Panathinaikos series, after I think it was game 1 or game 2, whatever game you guys won, I knew you guys were going to win EuroLeague, even though like I wanted us to win. But I was like, I can just tell. You could tell like certain teams are clicking at the right time and they're playing at the right time. I was like, and it's in Istanbul. I was like, they're going to win. I was like, they're going to win the Final Four for sure.
It's really about that momentum, really. Like a year before that, we was really good at the end of the year. Like we were like, I don't know, we didn't lost last couple games, and then we beat Madrid. It was easy playoffs for us. It was 3-0, but it was easy. You know, these first two games were tough for us in playoffs. We still won 3-0, but it was really tough. The first two games in Panathinaikos team, it was really tough games, and then third one was easy because you know how it goes.
Yeah,
and we played at home. And but that momentum is like when the team started clicking, and you know, CSK. I remember, like you said, for us that you knew we're gonna win.
yeah.
Like we wasn't sure, but we had that like inside of it. We knew like somehow this is us. This is our time. You know. And but we didn't felt that way in Berlin. I cannot tell we felt that way, like that confident. We know like we're gonna play the CSK in the finals. We know we're gonna play the CSK, and we was ready for that, but we didn't know how we're gonna win.
It's funny how like usually the teams that win EuroLeague are usually teams that go through some type of adversity throughout the year. They usually have like an injury, and they're like usually the team that's like the 5th or 4th seed, and then all of a sudden, like you said, they just have momentum at the right time and they click, and that's when they win. Like it's been like that, I guess, the last, I would say maybe, I guess 5 or 6 years, 6, 7 years, you know, since Olympiacos, the team I had with Olympiacos when we won, it's been like that way. It's been like, you know, the team that has the most adversity, and they just find a way to win, man. It's been crazy that way.
I feel like when you go through the tough stuff, like there's nothing left, and you cannot lose anything after that, and then you just play free. I think everyone, and that's what happens.
I agree. Now I want to talk a little bit about the Serbian national team, and just to you know, like you said, you talked about it before. Like you weren't, I guess you could say, the top player of your generation. You weren't like the player that everybody thought was going to be who you are now growing up. So what did it mean for you to have the opportunity to represent, you know, your country, you know, in a world championship and in the Olympics, and to be, you know, to be successful? What was that moment like, you know, when you guys were sitting on the podium, you know, of the silver medal of the Olympics and hearing the national anthem? Like, describe that moment to me.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man. And I will tell you this: when I was a kid, you know, I was watching that, and there was like something that's your dream.
Yeah.
You see our guys, like it was 2002 when our guys won the gold medal. You know, that was like a biggest success of the sports back then. You know, and it was basketball was always our like most popular sport, one of the most popular sports and back then it was especially popular because the guys we had, you know, in EuroLeague, the guys we had in national team, they all play like in NBA as well. They all play on basketball. They were really really important for their teams. And you know, seeing that as a, I don't know, 8 years old, 10 years old kid, you know, seeing all the success over there, and see how they're celebrating on a balcony. We have a big balcony in front of the government in Belgrade, and seeing all that crowd in front of, like, you see that and you look up on it like, oh, one day I might be there, but you don't think it.
Yeah.
But you know, that's something like impossible to reach at that point. You know, you see, wow, I want to be there as a kid. You know, I just want to be there to see how it is, and you don't understand. You just see that feeling inside of you, and I'm sure everyone does it. You know, yeah, it was hard process. You know, and I didn't play for my young generations national team except the 18, 19, and 20. I played like when I was 8. Usually, guys are starting with like to join the national team when they're 15, 16, maybe 14, I don't know. But 16 for sure, 15, 17 as well. You know, and I joined like my generation when I was 18. And it was slow process for me, you know. Going through stuff, same stuff, you know, trying to earn the spot in national team, trying to earn the spot in A squad, you know, in a senior team. And then when I was 21, I was lucky as well. I always bring the lucky part. You at the end of it, you're putting all of the work, everything. At the end of the day, you gotta be lucky as well. You know, to be ready in the right moments. To, you know, you need the coach that likes you, and that you need all the stuff to happen. You know,
everything to fall in place at the right time.
That time, like, and that time, my national team wasn't that good. You know, they were qualifying for the Eurobasket, and they qualified. And then the coach Duda Ivković decided to go with the young guys next championship, to change the generation and to go over with the new guys. And we were the youngest team over there. But we had only like 3 veterans there. It was Stefan Marković, Nenad Krstić, and Nemanja Bjelica. And Beli was 25, 6, I don't even know. And, you know, he was young, pretty young.
Stefan, young veteran.
Krle was the only one who is, you know, a little bit.
Krle at 24 looked like he was an old veteran, so.
Yeah, and it was, you know, it was fun for us because we had a lot of freedom. You know, he was just, he basically was telling us, okay, in offense, do whatever you want. We play through the curler, and in defense, I want to play as hard as you can, and that's it. We're running. We are young bulls, and we just go out there and we run and we play free. And at that point, we end up 7th. But that last game we beat Italy, I think. It was the game that qualifies us for next World Cup in Spain. And it turns out to be like, we didn't have a success that everyone expected, you know, of course, as a Serbian, but we actually had a success with that team.
Yeah,
I would say that, you know, lost against Spain, that they were really tough for us, you know, at that moment. And we beat the France that they won at the end. You know, we beat Lithuania in the group phase as well. They played the finals against the France. So it was you know, it was good momentum for us, experiencing all that and having freedom, you know, to do mistakes and to learn from the losses. And then next year we qualify for World Cup. No one did expect nothing from us, and we went over there, no pressure, and the right momentum. We clicked, you know, we find our groove. We won 4 games in a row. The last, what was it, Egypt, I think, or Iran, I don't remember right now. and we won Greece, Brazil, and France, and we end up being in the final.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like, that's the tournament type of stuff. You got to be ready for these 3-4 games. That's it. And I remember Miloš was playing unbelievable back then, and he was leading that stuff. We had a lot of like guys that we were, trying to play around him. And then you at that point, you feel like you earned that spot in national team. And at that point, they're building around that team. What we're gonna do for next summer. But back then, players were when it wasn't this like global, and when players were playing only in their countries, and you didn't have so many foreigner players coming over. Only one, national team game was like bigger stage.
Yeah.
Why? A lot of players you can see a lot of players competing, the best players competing against each other on the big stage, and that was the big contract to the players. Because if they were good there, they're going to be good.
They're going to be good in the domestic league or EuroLeague or EuroLeague.
And now you have all these like, a lot of like changes, a lot of like different players in different teams in different countries, and everything is getting globalized in basketball world, and it's getting faster. So I'm sad that maybe some kids right now they're thinking the national team spot is not as important, and you can see that in every national team, not just in our. But it's really fun to go out and compete, against the top players from some other country. It's fun. It's really fun.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine. I mean, having that opportunity to represent your country, I mean, it has to be incredible, especially coming from such a historical place like Serbia and having so many great players. I mean, it has to be. I mean, outstanding, amazing feeling, man. It's probably nothing better than that.
And the biggest difference, there's no contracts there.
Yeah.
Like you playing the guys you have, like, you go out and the money is not involved in that game.
Yeah. It's just, it's really just you're paying for pride, really. You're just playing for your pride and playing for your, Wow, man, that's crazy. Now I want to get into what the kind of the theme of this podcast is about with you, and that's work ethic. You are famous, for your work ethic. So many people, you talk to your teammates, and even some of the guys in Atlanta I was reading, they talk about the things that you do, how they'll finish practice and, they'll get some shots up and they'll be showering, they'll be eating, they'll be leaving, and you'll still be on the court, getting shots up, practicing your moves. And, I've seen all the quotes from, the guys in Fener, and even just talking to Gigi, over here in our locker room, and that was the first thing he said about you, that your work ethic, that's what you're, I guess you could say, the reason why you've been successful. Now, the question I have for you is, generally, do you think, and I think you answered this a little bit, but is work ethic something that you're born with, or is it something that you feel that you can be taught, or it's something that is developed over a course of time?
I feel like it's a little bit of both, honestly. Yeah. You have to have something that drives you. I feel like you have to love something. I feel like I'm not the right person to answer you that, because I love basketball. For me to put work in basketball was easy. But like I will ask someone who doesn't love basketball, how is for him to work on a game that maybe doesn't love that much, but he's just tall, or, and he's being told that he's a basketball player. There's different type of reasons that some guys are playing basketball, and for myself, like I always loved basketball. And when I came to Partizan, I didn't know, like before that I was in Žitko, which was junior team, and I had a pretty good coach there that, he told me how to, work on my individual stuff, but you're a kid and you don't think like, okay, I'm doing this. There is money involved, I can make a lot of money. You don't think that way. You just go out and hoop. You just play the game. You enjoy the game. And you don't know what brings you to the next level. You don't know how to practice the faster pull-up. You don't know how to practice the faster catch and shoot. You don't know how to change your shot. You don't know. You need good coaches around you. And I was lucky that I had Duško back then in Partizan to work with me, to spend the hours with me. He was the thing I always respected about him is what like he didn't tell me, hey, go out and shoot at 6 a.m. That's not it. Like he was a present there. He was with me, and he was all the time. I remember I changed my shot when you saw my highlights from the juniors days
Yeah.
or my in Partizan. I was shooting like way behind the head.
Yeah.
And my release was slow. And I remember when I was trying to get off the staggers, I couldn't release it quick. I had a problem, and I was, he was. You don't talk that between the players because you always feel, someone can use that against it.
Yeah.
And you need to find, especially when you're younger, and you just say the stuff that you're good in and the stuff that you're doing well, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone, all the kids, and they don't even care about what they don't know. And then if you have a good coach, like I was lucky to have him, that he spent hours with me, how to teach me, and you have to believe in it. Like at the beginning, you have to change all the muscle work you have, the muscle memory, and you have to start over changing and basically having a new shot,
mm-hmm.
Basically working on new shot. And I had that drive for the game. I had that like motivation in me to go out, and for me was especially in our countries like that, which sometimes now I don't like it, because I don't think I'll go again. I don't think I'll go again. I don't think I will go again.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of different stuff and a lot of different ways of success, with not. I'm proud that I did it my way, and I like it my way. But I don't know if I can make it again.
Same path.
Like waking up, like there is nothing in this world that you should be interested in except basketball.
Yeah.
I was like that for like 2 years, locked in, like 2 years, 1.5, let's say 1.5, 2 years. I was locked in.
How much did Dusko have an influence on you with that, or is that just something that you just, like you said, you eventually just develop in time? Like you just actually that moment, you were just like, I'm locking in for these next 2 years to make sure I'm a better player.
Like, look, I was a young guy in Belgrade.
Yeah.
Famous for like playing basketball for Partizan. I didn't even play. I'm in roster in 13th player of the team. But Partizan is so like famous in Serbia, and you think you're important, but that's something that no one could tell me, and I couldn't see. And you go in the restaurant, we won, blah blah blah, good job. They telling you like you're playing, but you don't realize, you just feel well about it. And I didn't work on my game back then, and I was working a little bit, but I wasn't locked in. That's the first time I'm getting money. That's the first time I'm, having my own salary, having my own account, doing whatever I want with the money. So I was spending around. I was just going out, and young guy in Belgrade, going out every other night, a little bit gambling, a little bit, because
a little bit of everything.
Fun. Like basketball was important for me, but I didn't have that like locked in moment. Like I didn't have someone explaining me, and maybe I was running from it away because I was entertained by other stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like you have to go through that.
Yeah.
To see what is that stuff. And then I had that meeting with Duško, and we were like, okay. I remember he gave me a paper, and he said, you have like 10 minutes to write down whatever you are doing, like what do you think is bad for you, like as a person. And I write it down, like, okay, alcohol, partying, I don't know, not sleeping, eating bad, gambling, I don't know, whatever it came in my mind. And he was giving me that, like, I was just trying to make it. I was just trying to, I just want to play. I will never. And that's that love of the game, I was a hard worker, but in these 2 years I wasn't.
Yeah.
So maybe they were talking about me like back then, this kid is not working hard. He doesn't deserve it. know? But I didn't know that, I didn't know. But then Duško came and he gave me that chance. He gave me the chance, and I needed someone like him to navigate me to the right path, And he was basically, telling me, okay, I was living with the family back then, and he was like, oh, with the family right now, you have to live alone, find your own place. Every night, 12 o'clock home, you call me from your, like, the home phone.
Yeah, you
so
call.
You make sure you call. Just beep, one call, you're home at 12 o'clock. Okay. Then you're gonna eat only in this restaurant, because they will give you healthy food. Then on off days, there's no off days for you. You have to put one practice a day on off days, and when you have one practice, you practice twice. And I liked it because it was new for me. It was like I was fulfilled with it. Like I didn't have nothing to worry about. I was just worried about my game, and then I started studying. I study, and he was good at it. We were watching the clips of. He was always asking, if you ask Joel Verde, let's say.
Yeah.
I remember that he asked him, "Who's your?" Joel came with the weird shot.
Yeah.
And he couldn't. But in Partizan, he started draining trees, and Dule has that like motivation for you. He can motivate you to get better. And he was asking him like, "Who's your favorite player?" And he said, "Who's your favorite shooter? Who you want to look like?" And he said, "Mirza Teletović." Joe said, and okay, we're gonna watch some clips and watch him how he's shooting. And every time you shoot, you think like you're shooting like Mirza, like. And he was working with him too, like trying to help him how to, and that's hours in putting hours and hours in work. Like all this off time you have, you're in a gym. Like there is some days that's not. This is not a lie. Like we had me and Bert. Like if you ask him to, like we stayed morning practice. Team comes in the morning practice. We had twice a day. Let's say morning practice, and he give us a drill. Let's say 10 in a row out of the staggers. 10 in a row, 10 in a row, 10 in a row. And someday you get so tired you can't make it. It's more mental. You just go thousands of times and you cannot make it. And then little break. He gives you like sandwich from the spot next to the place. We look at the clock. It was 5 p.m.
Wow.
The next practice was like 7. And we stayed in the gym. I remember we took the nap, like 30 minutes, whatever, and go in the second practice. But we were
literally lived in the gym. Literally lived in the gym.
I wanted to be a basketball player. That's it. Yeah. I don't want to. He always say, if you want to be like a narco dealer, or if you want to be a guy on the street that is famous and cool, go out on the street. Don't be a basketball player. Like dedicate the time and go out and do that part. Like and then you understand a little bit.
I mean, that's incredible that and I guess in order to develop that work ethic, you need to have somebody guide you. And the fact that he, put in that work to guide you and put in that effort to guide you, I bet you, at the time you probably thought there were days that he was crazy and probably thought that like, yo, this is insane. Why am I doing this? But I bet you now, as you gotten older, I'm sure you appreciate it more, and I'm sure you probably thank him. And yeah.
And that's why, I will tell you this. I came to Fener after that. And I stopped working a little bit at the beginning. Like I didn't work that hard. And then I had like 2 bad games. And I remember him talking about it, like whenever you feel, and I lost my confidence a little bit back then. And I remember that moment. And I was like, okay, what I was doing wrong? Did I do everything right that is going to get me right for the game? And then when you sit down with you and you be honest with yourself, you see what you do. Like I was putting some shots. I was putting my shots up. I was putting my hours up, but I wasn't mentally there. I was thinking of something else, and that wasn't me. And I just accepted it. And I say, okay. And that's the thing I learned, about me. Like, okay, this is not the way that I'm built. I gotta go hard. That's it. And then I started practicing hard. And then I started getting better at the games, getting more confidence, and all the other stuff. you know.
Yeah, man, that's incredible, man. Like I said, I've heard. Yeah, I heard so many stories. Like I said, talking to people, and like I said, the first thing they mention is your work ethic, your relentlessness, the fact that you're in the gym and you're always working. Now, the question I have for you though is like you talked about it, this time when you were in Partizan, and that was when you were young, but now you're 28. You've accomplished so many things. EuroLeague All Decade. Silver medal here, EuroLeague title here. You have a great contract, the last couple of years with, SAC, and even, a nice contract with Atlanta. What continues to motivate you and what continues to drive you? I think most people will be like, well, this is enough. But, for you, what continues that work ethic? What continues the fact that you're still in the gym, you're still playing and still doing the same things? And what is that motivation?
I love it, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I don't know how to. And sometimes I had the days that you don't put enough work,
Yeah.
in it, and then you realize I get back to it, like, okay, I gotta work harder, and that's it. Like, it's simple as that. Like, and I'm always finding my confidence in the practice. I cannot go. I'm not the guy. There's a different type of guys.
Yeah.
There's the guys they just need to rest. There's the guys, but for me, like, I would rather be tired but be fully confident that I'm doing all these moves, than being well rested and fully energized. And that's just who am I, and but what else is motivating me is like, I know the championship sounds far, like winning a championship, winning, like just getting better personally as a player. Like, what is the next level of the game? I can do it better. How to help my team win more games, how to be more productive in defense. Here it's tougher, it's harder, to play against these physical guys and athletes. And that rule, 3 seconds in the paint, is a huge change. And and all this stuff you learn it, and that's that other motivation that I have, besides, individual accomplishments.
That's what's up, man. Now, I have a few more questions. I'll let you go. I know you got to get your pregame routine in. So right. for the kid that's in Serbia right now, that's watching this and wants to be the next Bogdan Bogdanović, or wants to be a professional, basketball player, what would your advice, be to that kid, in order to have a successful, basketball career, or just be successful, just period?
First of all, they have to have a dream. They have to have something that they hold them in themselves and keep motivating them. The dream that they love, that they're taking care of that dream. I would like to say, like, and to be dedicated to that, because there's nothing, if you can make nothing in any type of job in this world without working hard. Like, is not about look, to be somewhere, you have to be better than somebody else, right? You have to, like, it's not just like, hey, they're gonna put you here and you're there, no. There is a 12 players in Partizan right now. There is a 12 players in Atlanta, in Milano, in Fener, everywhere, and there is always going to be 12 players. So you have to outwork, and you have to take the place of somebody. You have to do it. Like, in every job, in order to do it, you have to work harder. Nothing else. It's simple as that. But you always have to have that dream, and you gotta be locked in on it, whatever it is, in any job, and I know from my story, I can tell them, like, of course, now it's easy to talk about NBA player. As I said, final product. Now you see it. Now you see it. Oh, his life is so good. His life, man. What I went through, like, I feel a lot of people, they don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
They just know, like, famous from Partizan, Fener, Kings, and Atlanta. NBA. Like,
that's all they see.
what I yeah, what I want to tell him, like, it wasn't real for me. Like, it wasn't real for me back then. I didn't believe it when I was in Partizan. I'm gonna be in Atlanta or in NBA. Or I'm gonna have this contract and I'm gonna have that much value here. I didn't believe it, but I took step by step, and I feel like if you build that base, that you always get back to, back to basics. And if you have that like base that you always get back to, and you know how you build it hard and how much of the work you put it in, you will always respect that, and you're always going to be humble, with it, and you're going to understand it. I think
That's great advice,
simple.
man. That's great, man. I appreciate you sharing those gems, as people would say. Now, you mentioned it, like you said, like I told you before, you're a vet, I guess, in the league, but you're still a young vet. You're a young 28. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Where would you like to see, if you could see 38-year-old Bogdan Bogdanović, what would you like to see yourself, in your career? Don't say that, man. I'm 34, man. Don't say that, man. I'm getting close to 38.
Oh my god, man, that's too far.
Hey, man, believe me, it goes by just like this, man. Be honest with you, it goes by quick, man.
I don't know, man. I still love basketball. I love the game. I see myself still involved in basketball. I don't know. I don't know if I will play 38, but now everyone plays till 38, 40, somebody. So I've seen guys playing till 40. So
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't see myself right now like anything else besides basketball player right now. Like, if you ask me right now, what will I will be with 38? Maybe, maybe off court, maybe, finding the wife or kids, something like that. But yeah, definitely in basketball player for sure.
I feel like you're going to be that guy that's at 45 years old and still somewhere in the gym in Serbia, still playing, still out there hooping somewhere.
Hey, maybe, man. Maybe, I love it.
I know that. I know that for sure. Now, last question. This question I ask every guest. Your favorite current EuroLeague player, and your favorite past EuroLeague player.
I like so many players, man, in EuroLeague right now these days. But my favorite EuroLeague player, Jan Vesely. I will tell you why. He's the most unselfish player I ever played with. I swear. And currently, I see what he does for the other guys over there.
Yeah.
So that's why I see him as the best. For me, he's the best player in currently EuroLeague player. And I know how much he's putting in work to, maybe he's not attractive as a guards, but he's attractive in his way, dunking and blocking and and all the stuff. But he's putting so much work for that team to win the games, and I know that he is really working to win the games. He don't care about nothing else, stats.
I know.
What
we've had a lot of battles over the you've been a part of many of them, but we've had a lot of battles playing against him, and even still now, man, he's still doing all the little things, tapping the ball back, every little thing, man. He's
too, man. Like it's the same type of players, right?
Yeah,
so you know what I'm talking about. And the ex probably, I mean there is a lot of them too, but Diamantidis was always my favorite player that I looked up to it. Like, he was playing for the big team back then, Panathinaikos, and there was winning on my team, on my TV. He was like the guy, like, he's the guy I see, but there is a lot of them, and Bodiroga,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And and another favorite player as well, Jared Holden.
Yeah, yeah, man. He's amazing. He was amazing, amazing player, man.
Yeah, he's that's my top three. Let's say that I always had these three players.
That's it.
Jared Holden, Diamantidis, and Bodiroga.
That's it, man. That's a solid list right there, man. I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Well, yeah, man, that's a great list, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you taking the time, on the road and, joining the podcast. Man, best of luck the rest of the season. Best of luck tonight. Remain healthy, and we'll for sure we'll catch up soon somewhere, whether it's there, whether it's over here.
All right, my man. Thank you for having me, really, and I appreciate it. And keep doing the good stuff, man. I always support this. You're an amazing player, and off court as well as a person. You play with a lot of my friends, so I know a lot about more about you. Maybe we don't know each other a lot, but we heard about it.
Nah, like I said, I feel like we know each other. I mean, we've been, in Ceros and a couple other places we've been hanging out. But like I said, we have so many common friends that like I said, I feel like I've known more about you than you together. Yeah. All right, my guy, man. Take care, man. Get some rest, and we'll talk again soon.
Good luck, man.
All right, appreciate it. All right.